Welcome to the Million Gold Nuggets podcast, where four dynamic women unite to share transformative insights on mindset, manifestation, spirituality, and the invaluable gems of wisdom that can elevate your life. We are parents, entrepreneurs, and friends from diverse corners of North America, passionate about sharing the lessons we've learned and implemented in our journeys. Each week, join Nicole, Amber, Janine, and Leslie as they dive into heartfelt conversations that inspire and uplift, blending personal development strategies with practical wisdom. Whether you're aiming for success, seeking personal growth, or simply looking to fine-tune your mindset and energy, we've got the golden nuggets you need to turn your dreams into reality. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and prepare to soak up the insights that can spark your transformation. Together, let's forge a path to collective growth and expansion, because the journey to fulfillment is all about collecting those precious gold nuggets. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Leslie, your host for today. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the topic of thoughts and how they shape who we are and the things we do and say. But before we dive deep into our conversation on thoughts, let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Amber. I am a mother to three amazing kiddos, one dog, four cats, and a hermit crab. I also am the co-founder of Abundant Intentional Marketing, where I get to team up with my husband to make a real impact in the digital marketing world. I'm a girl who's all about spirituality and creating positive change for animals.
Hello, I'm Janine Scott. I am a dedicated real estate professional licensed in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I am known for my commitment to fostering authentic connections and delivering exceptional service to my real estate clients. I am a devoted wife and a woman of faith. I am guided by a love for God and the philosophy of be, do, have, believing in the power of small steps to achieve big dreams. Outside of my professional life, I am a passionate lover of live music, and I am drawn to experiences that celebrate life and inspire meaningful connections.
Hi, my name is Nicole Beauchamp, and I am from Nova Scotia, Canada, where I live with my fiance and our four children. I am an avid swimmer and wholeheartedly embrace the benefits on my health, body, mind, and soul. I am also passionate about personal growth and development, and it is through my growth journey that I discovered that I wanted to help others through theirs and become a mindset coach. Now I get to help empower women to heal past wounds, shift their perspective, and create a whole new belief system and identity that they will love so that they can show up as their most confident and authentic selves.
Awesome. And I'm Leslie from Toronto, Canada, born and raised a Canadian. I have two grown, beautiful daughters. I'm a former elementary school teacher of 24 years, turned into real estate agent and day trader. I am passionate about working out. I'm passionate about nature and human development. And I'm so excited to have everybody here today. Welcome to the show. So we're going to talk about thoughts today. What is a thought? A thought is an idea, an opinion, a belief that you have in your mind, or the act of thinking about something. Thoughts help us make sense of the world. Thoughts influence our behaviors, words, or actions, and thoughts create our lives. Thoughts come from past experiences. They can be triggered by our five senses, and they're also thought to originate from source, God, or the universe. Thoughts are neither good nor bad. However, thoughts have the ability to empower or limit us. What are some thoughts that you can think of that limit or hinder us?
I know we were talking about that a little bit earlier, and we mentioned, when we when we're speaking about ourselves and we don't quite have everything together, we might say we're a hot mess express.
Mhm.
And, we're affirming that we're in fact a hot mess. Yeah.
A hot
I think-
mess. And so what does that do? Like, why does that hinder us, Nicole?
Well, I think it's just, when we're saying that to ourselves, we're thinking it, we're then believing it, then we behave in that way rather than thinking an opposite, more empowering thought. Because, our thoughts create our beliefs, which then create our actions, and our actions determine what we receive back. And if our thoughts are not aligning with what we want, then we're perhaps thinking about things that we don't want and receiving those. And then when we see that evidence, it just creates more negative thoughts, which create more negative beliefs, and the cycle continues.
I see. Yeah, absolutely. Amber?
Yeah, and I think too that some things become almost like popular, right? So I know hot mess has been around for a while. I used to use that myself. I'd find stickers. I'm like, oh, this is so cute, or like the struggle bus. Oh, I'm on the struggle bus today, kind of thing. And it's become kind of these popular sayings to describe ourselves. But then I had to think like, is this something that I actually want to be a part of? Yeah, a lot of people I know are saying that, but do I actually want to um, think that thought and see that? Because if I see that I'm on the struggle bus, then that's what's going to show up in my daily life, right? So I had to kind of look at that and think like, is it something that I even want to keep thinking? Regardless of family. So yeah.
Yeah, they absolutely can shape our lives and create something in our lives. And I think about that whole thing around like, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, this is too expensive. All of those things are shot out into the universe and come back to us exactly how we're thinking, right? So our thoughts are super powerful. Janine, did you have any?
Yeah, I think our thoughts can limit us when they create self-doubt, fear, negative beliefs about, where we're capable, about what we're capable of achieving. We get stuck in patterns of overthinking or, focusing on worst case scenarios. It can paralyze our actions and prevent growth. So, our thoughts are so powerful.
It's like Nicole said, it's like a circular thing. It just keeps going around and around and around. So whatever thought we keep thinking, whether it's good or bad, especially if it's like one that limits us, then we're going to see that limit show up in our lives time after time after
In the
time.
cycle. Yeah.
The cycle stops. So, even when we think of like, oh, I'm too old to do that. This is too hard. I'm too fat. I'm too ugly. I'm not pretty enough. There's not enough men, good men out there. Things will never change. Right?
Yeah, I think like all kinds of negative thoughts. Anything that you can think of negative is going to hinder you and stop you, from increase and growth and overcoming whatever it is that you're being negative about. And, I think the breaking free from that is, part of breaking free from those negative thoughts is awareness, recognizing those patterns and replacing them, with empowering open-minded perspectives.
Right. Well, and that's so amazing, right? Often people get caught, like you said, in the fear, and the fear is just all made up.
Yeah.
right? All of those thoughts are just completely made up. Nothing has happened. They're just predicting the worst that can come, and then it creates that fear in them. But I love what you said, how if you become aware of the thoughts.
Yeah,
So once
a lot of people think that their thoughts are just on automatic and don't even realize that you have the power to control your own mind, your own thoughts.
Oh, wow.
And, a lot of times we're just like, working on or, speaking on automatic, whatever. But when you start being aware of what you're thinking, you can change everything.
Wow. That is like such a huge gold nugget, that we can control our thoughts by being aware. Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's amazing. I
And
know that, like myself, when I discovered that, now anytime I have a thought that I know is not an empowering thought, I stop and I say, nope, I'm not thinking that thought. I'm going to think this thought instead. And it's really changed my whole perspective on everything in my life. Like taking out those automatic negative thoughts that come in. And now I'm starting to see automatic positive thoughts coming in.
Yeah, because our thoughts shape our life choices. And, what we think and vision shapes our lives, whether we realize it or not. They absolutely do.
Yeah.
absolutely. And a thought is really, that's all it is a thought. And just because a thought comes into your mind doesn't mean you have to believe it. Because our brains pick up on lots of things, right? And it's what we choose to put our attention and focus on. So our like Janine said about being aware of our thoughts, well, listen to them. Like, just because you thought it doesn't mean that you have to believe it. So if it's not serving you, if it's not empowering you, if it's not your truth, then you can get rid of that. And
Yeah,
just be like,
change it.
nope. Yeah.
Wow. Like so often I've thought about something that somebody said, and I think that I have to believe that. And that's so empowering to know that I don't have to believe that thought. I don't have to go with that thought thought is not real, or it might be real. It might be my truth, right? But it's so empowering to actually recognize that in your life, so that you can level up and have so much more of a powerful, beautiful life. Yes, I know. So it's so important to recognize, like you said, awareness of our thoughts so that we can choose our thoughts. Does anybody have any examples of how we can change a limiting thought into a good thought? So like if I'm a hot mess, what could I change that into?
I'm capable.
Yeah.
I'm more than capable. I have all the skills that I need, to get things done. I'm doing everything right on time in the right manner.
Yeah. I
Get
think
better
about
every time.
yes, absolutely. I think if this is hard, I think, oh, this is easy. And I like talk myself into it. This is easy. And then it becomes easier, right?
Yeah, you can start playing a game with yourself, this versus that. Whenever a negative thought, comes to mind, just play a game and say, okay, what can I think of that's positive that will replace that negative thought that I just had, and go with that, and just keep playing that game, in your own mind with yourself, and then eventually your reticular activating system will catch on and no, we don't want to think these negative thoughts. We want to trade these negative thoughts for the most empowering and powerful thoughts.
Wow, that's amazing. That reminds me of that word of autosuggestion, where we auto-suggest
Absolutely,
what
yeah.
we want to think, how we want to act, how we want to behave. We tell ourselves that this is how we want to do it, and we're prepared for it, right? Because we're wanting to make that change within ourselves. Wow, that's amazing. I love the what about this is too expensive?
I like to say I'm choosing to, I'm choosing to allocate my money elsewhere, or I'm investing in something else at the moment, or I value something else over this.
Yeah.
Those are the
That's really
types of
Yeah.
things that I like to say, or I try to practice to say more, because I mean, after all, it's very easy to go back, but as long as you keep catching yourself in the moment, right? And I've been hearing it a lot, especially because not everybody thinks the same. And, there's so many people that are caught up in what they're seeing in their physical world. So, I hear it a lot from my fiance sometimes, and I'm like, 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 don't say that, because he'd be like, oh, I can't afford it, and I'm like, no, you're just choosing to allocate your money elsewhere at the moment. He's like, whatever, dear.
But it's true. It's not like you're lying. I mean, most of the time you're looking at, you probably could buy it by, one means or the other, but you're just choosing not to. You're choosing not to right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
And
what
it
you
definitely-
say is like literal codes, right? Like your words are literal codes that you're sending out into the universe, and everything is an energy. So what is it that you're basically plugging in to? I think of those vending machines, and you're like D3, and then it's like,
Yeah.
so like, what are you putting out there, right? In order to receive what it is that you desire versus what you don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I know that my thoughts are very powerful, and I know that I have to be very careful at what I say. So I guess what I say is also a thought, right? And so we want to make sure that we're always being aware of what it is that we're putting out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because those limiting and negative thoughts can create fear and hesitation and self sabotage and things that hold us back from reaching our full potential. And so that's why we want to reach for the more positive thoughts.
Mm. So that's how we can actually create change within ourselves, is by
Absolutely.
recognizing exactly what we're thinking, recognizing exactly what we're saying and what we're doing. And it starts with our thoughts. Wow, so many amazing gold nuggets today. Does anybody have anything else to say about thoughts today?
One thing I'd like to add is ultimately the way we think drives the energy we put out and the results that we attract. So, shifting our mindset can transform how we live and what we achieve.
Wow, it
Love
does.
that.
Absolutely. And that's what we wish for everybody here on the Million Gold Nugget podcast, is that everybody reaches their highest potential, and that you take some of these gold nuggets and apply them to your life, which can help you live a more fulfilled and better life. And thank you so much for tuning in to the Million Gold Nugget podcast. And if you found value in this episode or you think someone would benefit from it, please hit the share button and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss another episode. Until we meet again, remember, the journey to fulfillment is all about collecting those precious gold nuggets. See you next time.